Good morning, gang. Happy Friday morning. So another episode of Watch What Happens in Europe because it's coming here. So this one might be a little bit more than we bargained for. This past Monday, the new law went into effect in Great Britain that all cats must be microchipped. Okay? According to the government, there's about 1.9 million cats that are not microchipped and about 300,000 that the owners aren't sure. Okay. Now, whether or not you have your dog or cat microchipped, that's up to you. But the UK government is requiring that cats get microchipped. Why? It'll help return cats to their owners when they get lost. And I want you to stop and think about this for a second. Does the government really care? How much should the government care about reuniting you with your lost cats? Is that the most pressing issue for British Parliament right now? Of course not. Okay. Why would they do this? Well, let's see. If you don't get your cat microchipped, you have 21 days to do it since the law went into effect Monday. It's a £500 fine. It's about $637. Okay. Do the math and multiply that out by 1.9 million minimum. Okay. Sure. There's a cash cow for Great Britain. But do they really care? No. It's just the test subject that they're going to use for people. Now, why would they do it in cats? If you've ever owned a cat, you know this. You can't keep a cat in the house, all right? That door opens, that cat will get outside. We had a cat one time. You remember, I maybe have talked about the cat. Open the door and the cat was run out. Cat be gone all day. Cat come home in the evening. No problem. Cats get out. Dogs don't get out as much. Dogs listen a little bit more and will stay in their yard. Most of them. Okay. As long as they're trained. Cats don't care. Okay. Simply put. This is all a pilot for people, because cats will go around and roam. They can track cats. Dogs stay in the yard. There's not a whole lot of scientific data when the dog stays in the yard. Cat goes all over the neighborhood. Okay. Now, you've probably seen, and this will be where they're going to use this for, you know, of course, Amber Alerts or Silver Alerts. If you know what a Silver Alert is, that's when a elderly person gets lost. You know, there's probably one announced daily for Joe Biden. But you can already see this coming. Is, oh, well, if this person was microchipped, this kid was microchipped, we'd be able to find them in minutes. Or if grandpa was microchipped, you know, he wouldn't get lost. We'd know where to go get him. You can see this is coming already, all right? And just like, what was it, about a year and a half ago or something, where they were testing people with microchips, you know, people were volunteering for it. This will be the new way to do it. Now, microchip technology isn't anything new. I mean, people have had their dogs microchipped for at least a couple of decades here. You know, the dog gets lost, you pick it in, the first thing, take the dog to the vet, they scan it to see if it's got a microchip, and poof, it shows up as whose dog it is. Okay, right. Is it worthwhile to do it if you want to? Sure. Should it be mandatory? No. Is it going to be something that they're going to eventually want to do to people? Yes. Because simply put, this is a way for them to control you. if you're microchipped, now let's get right into the social credit score. Let's get right into the 15-minute cities. Let's get right into a Fed coin or something like that, a cashless currency, And we've talked about this many times. You're only allowed to go into the next sector so many times. You're only allowed to buy so much food. Sorry, Mr. Pinball, you've already reached your quota of 2 apples this week. You can't get any more, right? We've talked about that many times. But now it makes it even easier if they pull something like this, because you're in your 15-minute city. The next 15-minute city over is where your ex-spouse moved to, who happens to have custody of the kid. And you want to go see your kid. Oh, I'm sorry, you're not allowed to go over there that often. But I have a court order for, visitation or whatever. Oh, okay. And then they can track exactly where you go. Okay. Oh, but if we do that, it'll stop crime because we'll know exactly who was robbing the Walgreens that day, who decided that anything under $900 wasn't a felony. We'll be able to find that person. It'll make crime fighting that much easier. Okay? And these are the arguments you're going to hear. The problem is, and there'll be plenty of people who go, oh my God, this is a great idea. The problem is, now you are trackable wherever you go. Could somebody say, well, gee, I think my spouse is cheating on me. Hey, wonderful, I can track where they went. And oh, they went over to Mary Jane's house. And gee, that's interesting. Okay, why are they over at Mary Jane's house all the time? You can see this stuff being used in court. But now, how much are you willing to let somebody invade your privacy? What if I'm going over to Mary Jane's house to help fix her washing machine? What were you doing over there? Fixing her washing machine. Here's receipts for the parts I bought, yada, yada, yada. However you want to put it. Do you want somebody knowing everything that you're doing? This is what it's coming to. This is, again, somebody's going to come up and say, gee, they're just doing this on cats in Great Britain. Again, somebody, please explain to me, how important is it to the government to track cats? It's not that important. You got to look past the obvious and go, okay, what are they really trying to do here? This is test subjects. This is how well does it work? Can we track Tabby? Can we track Flo? And gee, look, it works. Well, now maybe what we need to do is start microchipping every baby as they're born. And now we can track them throughout their lives. Oh, you didn't let your kid go to the drag show at their school? You kept them home that day? That's a negative on your social credit score. Oh, you put your kid in a car seat in a gasoline-powered car? Oh, that's a negative on your credit score. Sorry. Real life. This is stuff we need to pay attention to. The doctors that are going to be doing this, or the vets in this case, hey, they're all for it. They're going to make God knows how much money. Got to bring the cat in. 1.9 million of them have to go into all the vet clinics, and whatever a microchip costs, the docs are going, cool, zzz, $100, zzz, $100. Nice. Okay. Who's going to track it? That's the thing. We need to pay attention to this stuff. It's all the little things that happen right in front of our nose that people ignore. that are going to be the loss of our freedoms, our liberty, our individuality. We have to stop letting government take all this control. They work for us. I don't care if you're talking about the United States or Canada or Great Britain, okay? The people in British Parliament, Brits, if you're watching this, those politicians, they work for you. They do your bidding. Did you decide that you wanted all the cats microchipped, or did they decide? It's about time we start telling these politicians no. Just because they want to push a bill and we don't want it, we need to start stopping these things going through. They represent us. We don't work for them. People need to start realizing that. Pinball out.